Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to my channel Nilesque, and today I'm back with another book review finally. So let's start without any kind of delay, right? Maybe you will get a bit of background noise, but you have to bear it because it's summer and the weather is hot, literally hot. Okay, so let's talk about the book today. It is Almond by Pyung Sohn. It's written by a Korean writer, and of course, it is translated. It is translated by Sandy Joseon Lee. I think it is my first translated book that I've read. I guess maybe not, but I think I haven't read a lot of translated books. So yeah, it is certainly one of them. Maybe no, not the first one, I guess, because the first one has to be the Days at Nilesque bookshop, I guess. Okay, anyway, let's not get into that. Let's talk about the book first. So, let me give you a brief about how I got to know about this book, right? So, this book's cover needs appreciation actually. It's a very, what should I say? It's a very meaningful cover. Anyways, covers are mostly meaningful, but I will tell you why this novel, like this part exists. I'll tell you. But yeah, before we dive into that, let me tell you how I got to know about this book. So, first, let me tell you, I am an army. I love BTS as a band. I am just super into them. I like their songs. I like everything about them. And if you know BTS at all, you must know that their leader is Kim Namjoon or RM, and he reads books. I mean, he is just amazing kind of a human being, like literally amazing in all caps. Okay, so yeah, he recommends books every now and then, not every now and then, but yeah, frequently. So I remember maybe back in 2022 or 23, at the time maybe 2022, I discovered that he recommended this book. I don't know, maybe from Insta or YouTube, I do not remember, but I saw that he recommended this book, and the name was very easy actually. He recommended other books as well, and I have read few of those. Maybe I will make one video talking about the books that aren't recommended and which I have read. So the primary reason of buying this book was his recommendation. You can call it fangirling, but I call it trust, because he he is a gem of a person. Honestly, the way he writes, his songs, composition skills, everything is like beautiful, poetic, well articulated. So I thought, like, let's just give it a shot. And the name Almond, like almond, what does that mean? So it was a bit intriguing. So I bought this book. I think I bought it from 2024 book fair, or maybe 2023 book fair. I do not remember exact one, but yeah, I got it from Kolkata book fair, Kolkata International book fair. I saw that this, and I got this book, and I just read this book this year. I finished reading the book on 29th of April, and I finished it quite fast. It's like it's a kind of a page turner. The language is not very, what should I say, complex. You can just easily go through it, and I think that adds to the beauty of this book. It's beautifully written. I mean, it doesn't mean that the language is not complex. That means it's nothing important or anything. And the thing that I like about the book is that it is talking about a topic which is not very simple actually, but it talks about it in a very simple manner. I mean, that's something difficult, I feel, though I'm not a writer in that sense. Anyway, so let me read some blurb and this kind of thing. So yeah, so Namju recommended the book, and I noted that down, and I bought the book, and here I am with the review. And yeah, Salon, I do not know. I mean, I do not know this writer. I even googled his name, his or her name. I do not know. So I couldn't find anything. So if you know who this writer is, I mean, someone's remark is over there on the top of the book cover. I mean, yeah, front cover. So it's written a tender exploration of adolescence, which is true. It is about adolescence and how two different human beings are navigating it. Okay. Mostly about one individual, but yeah, there are others as well. Now let me read you the blurb. Okay, just like let me read it to you. Yunje, okay. Yunje was born with a brain condition called alexithymia that makes it hard for him to feel emotions like fear or anger. He does not have friends, but his devoted mother and grandmother provide him with a safe and contented life. But everything changes when a shocking act of random violence shatters his world, leaving him alone and on his own. Struggling to cope with his loss, Yoonjae retreats into silent isolation until troubled teenager Gon arrives at school. The two form a surprising bond, and when Gon suddenly finds his life at risk, Yoonjae will have to step outside of every comfort zone he has created to perhaps become the hero of his own story. Okay, it's like it's beautiful. You can see the smile on my face. I mean, love it totally actually. So actually, as it is written over here, Yoonjae had a disorder, not disorder, like a disease, social specific brain condition called alexithymia. Now let me tell you what is alexithymia. I mean, I can tell you simply that it it means there is a almond shaped amygdala in which is inside our brain, and which needs to grow in size, in a particular ratio to make us feel things. But Yunjae, our protagonist, his amygdala doesn't grow that way. So that's why he cannot really feel any sort of emotions, neither the good ones nor the bad ones. Okay, and here the author has beautifully written all these notes, like, yeah, what is alexithymia and all. She has written alexithymia, or the inability to identify and express one's feelings, is a mental disorder first described in the medical journals in 1970s. It known causes are lack of emotional development during a person's early childhood, post-traumatic the stress disorder, and the smaller inborn amygdala, in which case fear is the emotion these parts of the brain are least able to identify and express. Okay, so there are a bit more exploration regarding that part, but I'm not reading that one. I will just jump right into the story. And as always, I mean, I do give a lot of spoilers in my videos, because I feel, I mean, you just like, I don't know about thrillers, but other than that, even if you know the story, uh, I mean, even if you heard the spoiler at times, the story has always something new to offer you. So yeah, no, spoilers should not affect you much, right? Okay, so as it is mentioned, Yoonjae had a special kind of brain condition, and his mother always tried to make him normal, but not in a very crude way. Okay, she tried her best, she tried her level best, so that Yoonjae doesn't feel left out in the society. But the unusual thing is that Yoonjae, I mean, it doesn't matter to him. It doesn't matter to him at all. He doesn't know how does it feel to be left out in the society. I mean, maybe he knows, but he doesn't feel it the way we feel. We sensitive, overthinking human beings, the way we feel it, he doesn't feel it that way. So he listens to whatever his mother says and all. And there is a particular history of his mother and grandmother. Like, there is a story of themselves and how Yunja was living with their mother, and how Yunja's dad dies, and all these kind of things. So, and you have the, I don't think that's the climax, but that's certainly a very big turning point in the story, where Yunja's mother and grandmother are killed, are murdered in front of him, and he just stands there like this. I know it sounds very unusual, and it sounds even unusual to imagine something of that sort, but that's his life. That's how he has been from his childhood, from the very moment he was born. Right. So yeah, it's like that. And after they left, I mean, his grandmother dies there, but his mother survives. But she was in a, she was in a coma, I guess, in that situation. She didn't wake up for, I don't know how many months. Maybe I don't know, 9 to 10 months or something like that. For many months, or maybe a year, she was just like that in the hospital. Though after his mother and grandmother, Yunjae found a good guardian, Dr. Shin, who used to have a bakery uh, on the upper story of their rented place. Okay, so where they used to live. So that person is good, but the true what should I say? True turn comes when Yunjae meets Gon. Now let me tell you who is Gon. So Yoonjae visits his mother at the hospital, and there he met a professor. I mean, he didn't meet the professor. The professor came to Yoonjae, and the professor requested Yoonjae to visit the professor's wife because Yoonjae looks like their son, whom they lost during his childhood. So, as the professor's wife is dying, Yoonjae should meet her because she cannot really tell apart if it is her son or not, because they look a bit similar, and basically the child was lost during his early childhood, so they do not really remember his face. I mean, they do not really know his current face, right? So yeah, Yoonjae initially doesn't, like, he takes his time, but he initially agrees as well, because that man also offered to help Yoonjae financially. Anyway, so Yoonjae does that, and then that woman dies, that professor's wife dies, and Yoonjae goes to the funeral. There he meets the actual son of that professor, whose name was Gone, who is Gone, um, who apparently looks like a rogue, who looks like a bully. He has those characteristics of a bully, but it's like bullying didn't came to him naturally. Okay, he's not a natural bully in that sense. He had his own share of trauma. So he what should I say? Uh, temporarily he temporarily lost his parents during his childhood, and he was going from this orphanage to that. So he had a troubled childhood. Gone. So he that was his that was his escape mechanism, to be strong outside so that nobody can get through his strong shield and see his fragile inside part. I feel that way. Okay. So yeah, the Yoonjae, Gon bullies Yoonjae actually initially a lot, because Yoonjae and Gon were going to the same school after that, funeral and everything. I mean, before that, actually the professor found the son, but he didn't bring the real son to his real mother, because the son was not in a great shape. As I told you, he looked like a rogue or bully, so he was not the greatest son ever to meet a dying mother. That's what the professor thought, which is not a great thing. Anyway, let's not judge the professor right now. We have plenty of time to do that otherwise. Anyway, so that's why Gon had a anger issue inside him, kind of, and he bullied Yoonjae. But the interesting, I'm not gonna say interesting, but the unique thing about Yoonjae is that he doesn't feel anything that way. So how can you inflict pain on somebody who doesn't know how pain feels? So, but Gon couldn't stand that idea. Gon was like, no, because Gon was very emotional. Like, Yoonjae doesn't know how to feel emotion, almost, like, he doesn't know at all, and Gon feels everything too much. So you can see the contrast over there, right? So yeah, though initially, as I mentioned, Gon bullied Yoonjae and things were very rough, but slowly Yoonjae got interested into Gon, like, why does he want to hurt me or hurt anybody like that? What is wrong with him? I want to know. Yoonjae is not like that, no, he's a bully, let's just stay away from him. No, Yoonjae got interested, and they started talking outside the school. At school they were not friends, but outside the school they started becoming friends. Like, they started feeling like friends, I guess. Though none of them initially accepts the fact, but yeah, eventually they do find that out. So this goes on and on and on, which is great. Gon's condition also improves, and the main thing that improves is that Yoonjae starts having a friend, and that's I think that is a very big moment in the story. I mean, I will tell you there are other moments which are pretty important, but it is a big moment because Yoonjae only had his mother and grandmother caring for him from his childhood. But then having someone like Dr. Shim was there, he was a good person, but having a friend whom who just like who didn't came to Yoonjae naturally, he made a friend. So that meant that he made a bit of effort. So that was something unusual with Yoonjae, right? So I think that somehow triggers, I don't know if trigger is the right word here, but I think that somehow made him feel something out there, right? I feel that, okay. So that's my theory. Anyway, then Gon, and yeah, he Yunje feels that, yeah, Gon is a Gon is a person with whom he can talk and somehow relate in a very weird way, but yeah, he can relate. So that is there. But there comes the part 3. I think there is like 3 parts. Let me just check. Can I check? I think so. Oh, where is it? Odia. Oh no. Dora. I will tell you what is about, who is Dora. Dora will be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, part 3. There are 3 parts. And yeah. Yeah. So 3 parts are there, and the first part is Yunjae, his mother and his grandmother. Then Yunjae and Gon. Then Yunjae and Dora. So as Yunjae started feeling something inside him, though he doesn't feel it very, what should I say, very strongly, but he starts feeling something, and that's improvement. We call that improvement here, right? And then he suddenly meets Dora. This like the encounter and the like, of course Dora will be just crush, and they will be having a relationship where both of them will like each other. Interesting, isn't it? So basically it reminds me of a comic or manga, whatever it is, so that I have read, and it's called Love Like Cherry Blossoms, or maybe it's called Minty Summer. I mean, both are great. So both talk about falling in love in a beautiful season like spring or a very comfortable summer. Not like the summer here in India. Oh God, it's really hot. Yeah. Anyway, so where was I? Huh. So it's about the beautiful season and falling in love. It's beautiful. So yeah, that exactly what happens there. But mind you, Dora is not somebody who is like, oh, too much emotional. She's also not someone who cannot feel anything. So she's like, I'm not gonna use the word normal, because we are nobody's normal out there. All of us are extraordinary human beings, right? So Dora is like bit more conventional than Yunje and Gon. Okay, so uh, yeah, they meet. I mean, they met, and Yunje, started having a crush, which he couldn't figure out initially. And guess who helped him to figure that out? Dr. Shim. Good work, Dr. Shim. Anyway, like when you read the story, I am talking about it in a very fun manner, but when you read the story, you will see Dr. Shim also had a story of his own. I mean, the book is quite short, but it's like everybody's story is written. It's beautifully written. I really like the simplicity. I think I have mentioned that already, right? Haven't I? Okay. So yeah, so Dr. Shim helps Yunjae discover his feelings, and yeah, it's a sweet romantic thing that goes on there. And Gon sees that, and Gon feels like Gon was already having a you know soft friendship spot for Yunjae, but when he saw Dora, I don't know what came in his mind or something like that. And now, I mean, right now it's occurring in my mind that maybe he thought that, oh my God, Yunji had a friend now. Maybe he will forget me. I should go back to my old self. I mean, that's what actually happened. Maybe that's what he thought. Anyway, so Gon told Yunji that, oh, there are also other incidents that were happening at school. So Gon told Yunji, do you believe me? And Yunji didn't say yes. I mean, he did believe him, but he didn't say yes. Why didn't you say that, Yunji? Anyway, so they had a short, brief goodbye kind of a conversation, and Gon goes away to be a goon, to be a professional bully, to be a, what should I say, gangster kind of a guy. But Gon is not somebody like that. You need to just get it straight. He is not like that, but he just wants to be, have this armor of a gangster so that he cannot get hurt. He doesn't get hurt actually. So the moment Yoonja understands that, oh my God, this boy has gone there, and okay, by the way, all of them are teenagers. Okay? So that Yoonja understands that this boy is going there and he is gonna face trouble. So Yoonja is like, no, I have to save him. He is my friend. Finally, he understands. Thank you, Yoonja. And that's where this part comes to. Yoonjae will have to step outside of every comfort zone he has created to perhaps become the hero of his own story. And Yoonjae does that, and Yoonjae goes to that gangster or mafia. Not like mafia, he's like a very bad person, goon, as I mentioned. So yeah, he is a very big troublemaker, like yeah, mafia kind of a guy, I can say. So he goes there, Yoonjae, and he finds Gon there, and like Gon was undergoing a training of becoming a goon. But let me just check one thing. I want to use synonym of goon. Okay, oh, wait a sec. Let me give you good vocabs. You deserve that, viewers, don't you? Okay. What is this? Yeah, find it. Oh no. Yeah. Goon is right. Troublemaker. I can just call him troublemaker, right? Alright, so yeah, so Gon goes there and Yoonjae goes to save him. Okay. And uh, Yoonjae got hurt badly. And that made Gon come back to his senses. That whatever he was doing was not right at all. Bro, like, yeah, I understand Gon, he had certain kind of issues, but therapy would have been a better option. But again, he's a teenager. Who would even tell him to go to therapy? I mean, his father was also having his own issues. His father just lost his wife, and his son is not the best son of the world. But he was not actively trying it. A lot of problem, right? We all have problem. I told you already. So yeah. Then finally, I mean, when I was reading it, I was like, oh my god, is Yoonjae gonna die? Don't let him die. I mean, thank you, author-nim. You didn't let him die. He survived. Yoonjae survived, and yeah, the story ends in a better note because Yoonjae's mother also comes back to senses. How good is that? And oh, by the way, at the end of the story, Yoonjae starts feeling things. Even when he meets his mother, after she wakes up, Yoonjae cries. Wow. I mean, yeah, the boy certainly, I mean, finally feels emotions. Though I sometimes also prefer to not feel certain kind of emotions, but life is life. And actually, Yunja also talks about it in this book. I mean, it's a first person narrative. So he talks about his story. So he says that maybe many people think that not having the feeling of fear or strong emotions is good, but that is not good. I mean, when you cannot feel it altogether, there is nothing like good or bad. It's like it's a blatant thing. There's nothing. Okay. Now, like let me read you the epilogue. Not of every part of it, a bit of it. So it is my 18th spring. Okay. They are finally going towards their, like they're finally crossing their teen. Not totally, but yeah. And another few lines. I pass by those flowers to see gone, not for any particular reason, or because I have something to say to him, just to see a friend, a good friend of mine whom everyone called a monster. I mean, Yoonjae was also initially considered as a monster by so many people. Actually, at the very beginning of the story, he saw a boy dying, and he went to a nearby shop to tell that person that he saw somebody die. And that person said, "Hey, you kid," because Yoonjae was a kid at that time, and he said, "Hey, you kid, are you stupid? No, nobody's dying and all that." And then a bit of tragedy happened because it was that shopkeeper's son who said those things to him. So yeah, he was also considered as a monster by some people because he couldn't feel things. Okay, he was different, right? I just caught an ant. Can you see? Okay, let's just throw it out. There are too many ants in my room. Okay, that's too much personal information for the day. Okay, so that's the story, and as I told you, I love the story. I love the simplicity of it, and thanks to the author-nim for writing about something like this, something which is different. And thanks to Kim Namjoon for suggesting the book. Always, as always, thank you so much, leader name. Okay, so that's the story. I think I actually wrote about it in my book journal. One day maybe I will talk about my book journal, but not today. I think I gave it 3.5, but now I feel I should give it 4 stars. I do not remember. I am not gonna check now. Don't worry. So yeah, that's the story, and that's the book review. If you liked it, give a thumbs up, like it, like it, subscribe it, comment below if you want. If you don't want, whatever your life, your wish, bro. That's it. Bye bye. I will come soon. Yes. Bye.